Welcome to Warium. This is a weapons and technology mod made for newer versions of Minecraft, and in this showcase I'm going to focus on Ordinance. Now Ordinance is these multi-block bombs that you can make by combining fins or thrusters with core and warheads. Now warheads are of different types and they range from doing minimal damage to basically wiping out entire villages using nuclear cores and nuclear bombs. A good thing is that you can aim these rockets somewhat and guide them. So aiming will also be covered in this video. And at the time of recording this, Warium only had over 13,000 downloads on CurseWatch. It is a very underrated mod. I highly recommend you try it out as it has weapons, ores, production machines, and the bombs, which are very powerful, and you can use them on Valkyrian Sky vehicles and make tanks out of it. So yeah, there are timestamps in the description if you want to use them. And without any further ado, my guys, let's get straight into this video. Let's start with the type of bombs that we have. So there are the single block bombs, which are the gas bomb, small bomb, cluster bomb, and the medium sized bomb. And all of these can be placed in your world and interacted with as an entity. And then we have the multi-block bombs, which need either 3, 4 or 5 components in order to totally assemble, and then you can either drop them with a redstone signal or launch them using a thruster. Now the crafting recipes for all of these bombs can be found using JEI mod, and they can also be automated using create mod. Let's start with the gas bomb first. Placing it in your world and giving it a redstone signal will drop it, and there it goes, boom. So gas bomb will just do gas things. It will continuously deal poisonous damage to everyone in the vicinity but deal no block damage. Small bomb, as the name suggests, well, as you saw here, it does small damage. The crater is not that big, however, it will change some sand blocks into gravel, and hitting these gravel blocks a second time will actually break them. Next up we have the cluster bomb. So basically 4 small bombs. But as you can see, the area of effect is pretty big, especially when dropped from a height like this. And finally we have the medium bomb, which does decent damage actually. That was a bullseye right there, and yeah, a big crater compared to all of the previous bombs that we had. Let's make the multi-block bomb now. So with the thruster first in place, then the core, and finally the nose warhead here. There we go. So that is how you assemble a multi-block bomb, by placing these in the correct order and then launching them using a redstone signal. So the Ordinance nose warhead, as you see, did pretty decent damage compared to the medium-sized bomb that we had before. Now let's go with an fire nose warhead or the incendiary bomb. Now as you might have noticed, these bombs they launch directly if there is a constant redstone signal here. It's not the same for the small bombs that we had before. And by the way, these are directional. So if you place them in the correct direction, only then it will launch. Otherwise, if you have placed a thruster like this, then applying a redstone signal to the core won't launch it. And yeah, the redstone signal needs to go on the core. This is the IR bomb or the heat-seeking bomb. And this is best showcased when there is a heat source. I will show it to you using a flare in a later part of the video. Now let's go with the final bomb, which is the cluster bomb, and as you saw me put it here, the orientation of the warhead doesn't really matter all that much. So the cluster bomb will do massive damage in a big area like this. So it has a big area of effect basically. Now that was horizontal placement. Now if you place the thrusters vertically, then this will basically increase the range of these bombs by a lot. And the directions that these bombs will fly in depend on the direction in which you are placing the core in. So there we go. And it's gonna take some time before I can get to this rocket or bomb that we launched. And as you can see, the range is easily 4 times more. There we go. So that is how you launch rockets vertically and drastically increase the range that they can basically attack or fire in. Now for the IR seeker or the heat seeker, if I launch a flare in the air, this will target any heat source. So there goes. And it basically took care of the flare that we fired before. And the fallout, well, it did take out some of the sand that we had here. And once again, the orientation of the warhead doesn't really matter all that much, as I am going to launch another flare, and this time I'm going to allow it to come very close to the ground. And here goes. There. So it took out the flare once again. So that's the heat-seeking bomb, or the heat-seeking rocket, if you want to call it that. And now let's talk about how to aim these. So in order to aim this, you need a weapon aimer and the aimer node. With the weapon aimer in your offhand, shift right click on the aimer node, and that's linked. Now if you make any rocket, you will see these green particles around it. So basically this rocket can now be aimed with the arrow keys. If you press the up and down arrow key, you can control the pitch, and with the left and right, you can control the yaw. And these green particles will show where the rocket is going to fly, and with the node trigger, it will send a redstone signal if you left click with the weapon aimer, and that is how you remotely activate a bomb using the weapon aimer, weapon node, and the node trigger. So now I am going to adjust the yaw and pitch once again. By the way, while doing this, if you press left shift, or basically if you crouch and then use the arrow keys, then the yaw and the pitch will change much faster. Now there is a limit to basically the range of this weapon aimer. So here you can see I have 3 bombs, but only 2 of these can be aimed at a time, as I think the third one is out of range. I'm still trying to learn some of the mechanics of this mod, so yeah, I'm not very sure about this, but I think this is out of the range here. Anyways, that is how you aim rockets, or how you guide them. And this also works on the rocket pod and the rocket pod chambers. So in order to make this, you place down 2 rocket pods along with a rocket pillar pod in the front with the red side facing forward. You can aim it, right clicking with the rocket will insert it, and the redstone signal will fire it. So that is how you basically use the rocket pod, and this can fire multiple rockets. It can also store multiple rockets, I think 9 at a time. So you can fire these in quick succession. And now let's talk about bombs. So they are made by using fins instead of thrusters. The other things are the same. In front there is a core and the warhead, and now they drop. So that was the most basic bomb, or the smallest bomb that we could make. It deals pretty good damage. Here's the incendiary bomb, and once again the redstone signal needs to go on the core side. Right, so that's a bullseye. And next up, we are going to make a cluster bomb. Once again, massive area damage here, throws away villagers really far. And here's the super heavy bomb. So for this one, you are going to need the Ordinance core warhead. And oh sorry, this is not the super heavy bomb. This is the bunker buster bomb, the kinetic warhead. So this one will go a bit underground and then it will explode due to the kinetic warhead that it has, and it will take a sizable area like this. Now here's the super heavy bomb that we have. So for this one, you are going to need 2 Ordnance core warhead along with the Ordnance nose warhead, 5 blocks long. This is the biggest bomb that you can make aside from the nuclear bombs. And a very big explosion right here. So yeah, that was the super heavy bomb. And as for the heavy bomb, it is made using a single Ordnance core warhead along with the nose warhead. This one deals good damage as well. So basically those were all of the bombs, or most of the bombs that you could make. I am sorry if I missed any. Finally, for the nuclear bomb, I am going to go a bit higher in the sky. Also, I think this mod is compatible with Create Radars. I have not tried it out yet, but it should be. and all of the rockets launched should be available on the radar screen of Create. Anyways, for the fission bomb or the nuclear bomb, we need the fission core and the fission igniter. So a 4-block bomb like this. Inside the fission bomb are 6 implosion lenses, and in the middle is the fission core. And with that done, the bomb is assembled. Now you want to be far away when this goes off, so that's why the remote activation, and boom. It deals massive damage, completely wipes out a very big area, and also deletes like many blocks if you are in a biome which is basically easily damaged. Also, the rings travel very far, and another thing is that you can not only drop this, but you also have this in the block variant, so you can place it down. The only difference being you will need an impact fuse in order to ignite this one. The redstone signal goes in the back like this, and it explodes the same way. It will delete an entire village in one go. I wish I had recorded this video on my Oman, as a 4060 would have had much better results and much better performance, because these explosions are wild. Yeah, it will produce Twitterite on the ground like this, and yeah, a pretty decent sized explosion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, you learned something from it. If you did, do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Peace out guys, stay safe.